But it's time now to introduce one of our first speakers.
Yes.
Inshallah.
We now have
Sheikh Gabriel
Al
Al
Romaani.
Romaani.
What can we say about Gabriel?
What can indeed
We
say?
know that Allah gives with one hand. We know that. When it comes to Sheikh Gabriel, he gave with both, didn't he?
He did, yes.
It's to the point of being unfair.
I don't know.
Nobody.
It's not right.
Nobody.
I'm worried already.
He's going to be sat next to you. I'm not sitting on that side.
Subhanallah.
Nobody should be this good looking, this intelligent, this nice, this humble, this knowledgeable, and 6'4". It's extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. But we will hand over to Gabriel. It's a joy. Enjoy.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah waliyus salihin. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. And peace and blessings be on Prophet Muhammad. My dear brothers and sisters, I really hate sitting behind or standing behind a podium, as I am a teacher and I like to move. And I also am very aware how our attention spans can be very short. So if you don't mind, could everyone just stand up for a second? Just stretch a little bit, please. So I've been sitting for about half an hour now, and I'm losing focus. And there's so many good things to talk about, and if we don't pay attention, we're going to miss out. Just stretch out of here. All right, Jazakallah khair. Everyone settle? All right, brothers and sisters, I became Muslim 15 years ago, and I remember very vividly in the west side of Windsor, Ontario. We have a Windsor in Canada. We take everything from the UK, all the names. And there was a very small prayer room. And just a few days before that point, I was being attacked by so many non-Muslims as to the decision that I've made to become Muslim, to embrace Islam. And I was depressed. I was down, and I went for salah. And this is like, you're talking about 2 months into my Islam. The phone's ringing. What you doing, man? You crazy? You became Muslim? You became Muslim out of all people. Don't you know that Islam is so and so and so? Don't you know that Muhammad is so and so and so? And I was like, oh my God. I was attending, before that, a Catholic high school, graduated from that. I was very much into faith. My grandma used to say, you're going to become a priest. But I was depressed because my phone was constantly ringing. People were messaging me, emailing me. Look at this book. Look at what this website is saying. Are you joining these people? And I remember the same day before reaching the masjid, I was researching one of the topics that someone has brought forth to me, accusing Islam of something very, very bad. And I looked at the article, and it was very well written. Because that's what it is. Today we're very good at speaking, at writing, at influencing, movies, videos, you name it, the whole culture. And impact is the most important thing. The substance of what you're saying could matter or not. But the way you deliver it with impact, it can really affect the people. So I remember looking at the article and noticing that I have no answer. I can't refute this. I don't have the knowledge, number one. But it's written so well, so impactful. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made me see something. I realized by looking at the small parentheses of the verses that were quoted, because an academic article usually you have to cite what you're quoting, right? I noticed that they were using 4 or 5 different translations of the Holy Quran in English. And my first question is like, why? And then I realized when I looked into it, it was because, as you know, the Quran is not written in English. It's written in Arabic. But the different translations were serving the argument. If they would have used the constant translation, they would have not been able to make the point. What am I saying all that for? Push back towards the time I'm in the masjid, I realized that people were deceiving people. Abusing the fact that people don't know, they don't have knowledge, they don't understand. And it's such a subtle thing. I remember making salah, putting my head to the ground, making sujood and saying, oh Allah, I promise you, I swear by Allah, I promise you, I'm going to work for you. And I'm going to focus on this. And I will, inshallah, help Islam through seeking knowledge and helping others doing it. Here I am today. Do you see that video? It's very impactful. There's something wrong with it though. It says, almost leave Islam. That's not true. They do leave Islam. I was close to leaving Islam. A lot of the brothers and sisters who are new Muslims, who have embraced Islam, were close to leaving Islam. I know many people have left Islam. And why? The question you might ask, why? Why? How can someone leave Islam? 2 simple things. Number 1, because they didn't understand Islam properly. They didn't have the knowledge. Number 2, they didn't have the social support. These were 2 key components if we look at the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When the Sahaba, and yes, all Sahaba were new Muslims. All of them have embraced Islam. Except for some of the ones who were born into it. But the ones that we know, the major, Al-Kibar, Sahaba, the big Sahaba were new Muslims. Abu Bakr was a new Muslim. Uthman was a new Muslim. Umar was a new Muslim. Radiallahu anhum. But the Prophet ﷺ, as soon as someone would embrace Islam, what would he do? What would he do? Anyone tell me? Yes. 2 things that he would do. He would teach them. And he would assign a teacher to them. And not just to go and, hey, here, let me teach you something. As it happens today, right? We're so far away from our teachers. Assalamu alaikum. Hey, you're making a mistake in Surah Al-Fatiha. Hey, this is not right. This is not right. Okay, assalamu alaikum. See you later. I'll go to my own family. You go to wherever you're going. No. They used to be together. They had this Ansar and Muhajirin program where there was knowledge and education, but there was social support. And brother, trust me, that you can tell me, brother, you should learn this, you should know that, let's do this and do that. But if I'm hungry, if I don't have someone to sit with, if I don't have a shoulder to cry on, if I don't have someone to just complain about something, just sit with someone to listen to me, it's not happening. It's not happening. But see, we are missing these 2 components in our community. Alhamdulillah, there's a lot of good work that's taking place. I'm not taking any of that away from. But this harsh reality is, we love to see the shahada. We all seen it, right? Go to the masjid. Brothers, as the video just showed, there's someone who wants to take shahada. Come in front. Ashhadu an la ilaha. No, say ashhad. Right? They correct you 100 times. You know, Bilal couldn't speak Arabic properly. You know, he would stutter in his adhan. Anyway, we say takbir, Allahu Akbar. We line up, we hug them. Halal chicken is down the street. Ma'as salam. That's it. Peace out. Brother, what's wrong with you? You don't understand Islam. Brother, there's a class in the masjid. Yeah, but did you go and pick up that brother or that sister to take them to the class? Did you sit down with a coffee after to see, hey, did you understand it properly? Hey, contextualize this and that. No, brother, there's so many things we're doing. We're doing a lot of things, but don't confuse doing work for getting work done. Don't confuse doing work for getting work done. It's a whole different story. A lot of people are putting in effort, but are we doing it right? This is the question for our community, new Muslim community, existing Muslim community, whatever it might be. Are we doing it with impact? Are we doing it correctly? Because the source of all the problems in the world, brothers and sisters, is none other than the lack of education. Why do we hate each other? Why do the people fight today? Look at the wars. I really dislike when I sit with someone, brother, be careful. And I'm like, be careful of what? Of these people. Why? Well, because I heard from this. What kind of talk is that? I've heard so and so. This is not academic. This is not correct. This is not Islamic. But we are ignorant. And this ignorance spreads. And when we're ignorant, we're scared of each other. And when we're scared of each other, what happens? The flight to fight response kicks in. And you start becoming aggressive. Trying to defend yourself. Maybe trying to say, no, I'm going to actually attack. Because I need to be on the offensive as well. I don't want to wait for someone else to attack me. So people start causing troubles. At every level. You're talking about 2 football teams and people will be killing each other for them. The same city. You're talking about 2 madhahib and people are ready to chop each other out and say, you're not Muslim, this is not Muslim, that's not Muslim. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is a disease. And that is why the Prophet ﷺ, he received the first revelation. I know we talked a lot about it. I know the shuyukh talk a lot about it. But it was Iqra. Read, recite. Look at the Prophet ﷺ though. A lot of us don't focus on that. What did he say when the angel told him Iqra? What did he say? Who can tell me? Yes, what did he say, brother? Iqra. And what did the Prophet ﷺ say? Oh, mashallah. What did he say? Ma ana biqari. I am not a reader. Look at this. Look at the humbleness of the Prophet ﷺ. He said, I don't know. If you tell someone today, brother, read. He'll be like, yeah, what do you want me to read? Just tell me. I'll read whatever you want. I'll do whatever, man. No problem. The Prophet ﷺ started with humbleness. I don't know. Teach me. So the angel said, Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Look at this. Read, knowledge, understand, learn, and then niyyah. Because the next thing is, Iqra bismi rabbik. It starts with Bismillah. Read, but in whose name? Why should I read? For the sake of Allah. Why? Because when your niyyah is checked, you have the right intention, you have the humbleness, and then you can move on. To move on to what? To understand that Allah, Bismi Rabbika alladhi khalaq, He is the one who created you. خلق الإنسان من علق. He created you from a hanging cloth. اقرأ وربك الأكرم. Now Allah is describing Himself, who He is. الذي علم بالقلم. The one who taught by the pen. Look at this. Now Allah is introducing the tool for knowledge. You talk, you speak, you read, you record the knowledge so it can be passed on to generations. علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. He has taught people what they didn't know. Look at our arrogance. We don't know anything really, if you think about it. Relatively speaking, I'm sure that the next person sitting next to you might know a lot more, or vice versa. Just relatively speaking. Yet we are very, very arrogant. So brothers and sisters, knowledge is the key. And sadly, knowledge has been reduced today to just sitting and learning maybe in the masjid. And I'm not putting it down. Please do not misunderstand me. Please do not misunderstand me. We are not worthy of cleaning the shoes of our scholars. I'm not saying that. It's just the way we look at education today. We think that that's it. No. What's happening in our schools? What's happening in our countries? What's happening with our curriculum? There's American, Canadian, British, IGCSE. People are fighting this document, and we're forgetting about education. We're forgetting about really delivering impact to our children, inspiring them. Our children walk out of our classrooms and they're bored. They hate school. Ask anyone here. Most of the children will hate homework, will hate school. Why? Because the way we do it's wrong. It's not right. We're not doing it with impact. We're not doing it with meaning. Any teachers here? Hands up for teachers, please. How much do you get paid? Do you like your salary? No, she's like, no. Yeah. One of my great friends, Sheikh Abdul Rahim McCarthy, says, if you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. Sorry, I'm not insulting anyone. But that's the reality. We pay teachers nothing. What do you expect? We expect people to just do things. Sadly, this is not the right. We need to invest in education. How does this tie up into new Muslims? I'll tell you how. The problem is with a lot of the new Muslims when they embrace Islam, they start dreaming of going overseas and studying, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I've done that. But the problem is that the dream just keeps going on. And if you don't have a proper curriculum, an established curriculum for learning in education, then that can be very detrimental for your community. I'll read a small book here, I'll read a small post on the Facebook, oh, so-and-so said this, and I take it and I start bringing and breaking up the community in where I live. But I'm still waiting to go and study somewhere. So, here's the cream of the speech. For all the new Muslims, you don't have to wait for years and years to go study somewhere. Some of my friends that I became Muslim with at the time, they're still dreaming to go and study somewhere overseas. In that time, I finished already 2 degrees. I'm not saying that I'm special or anything like that, but the thing is, we don't wait. We have to find solutions to educate our communities in Islam and others. Hence, brothers and sisters, today there are so many organizations who are offering Islamic studies. There are so many opportunities for people to study, to go, to learn about Islam and to implement Islam. There are things online. There are things in our community. The thing is, don't just pick and choose from here and there. Have a proper curriculum. Go from A to Z. Don't just, it's not a Facebook curriculum. It's not a Instagram curriculum. It's not a social media curriculum. Have a plan. The same way you choose your job, the same way you choose your car, the same way you plan your finances, plan your education. Sit down, do some research, put a piece of paper, get a whiteboard on your wall, put a timeline and say, I want to learn this. Where can I get it? What are some of the curriculums that are offered? Let me look and compare. Don't just wait and sit there. Have a curriculum, a plan, a map. I'm sure a lot of you didn't know where this place is. So what did you do? You GPSed it, right? You put in Google. It drove you left, right, center. There's some kind of a paradigm that tells you where to go. Why, when it comes to Islam, we can't do that? And hence, when you went to school, you didn't just walk into the class and say, I'm going to study math. I'm not going to study, subtraction, addition. I'll go study history. No, you went in and you followed the curriculum. Hence, you were able to get a degree. Hence, you were able to contribute to your society, to your community. Imagine if it would have just been haphazardly. But why, when it comes to Islam, whatever, I'll pick from here, from there, and then all of a sudden I'm this huge scholar who's coming out and giving fatwas and causing so much harm to the communities. And the non-Muslims are looking and saying, what are these people doing? And the new Muslims are looking and say, I'm confused. As this video is saying, I don't even know if I really believed in Islam in the first place. I don't buy that. Anyone who comes into Islam, who enters Islam, who really enters Islam, they believe. The problem is that the worst thing that can happen because of the lack of knowledge and practice and impact is to have a doubt. The worst thing, if any one of you has felt it in their life, when you have doubts, and as you've seen, it's because you left Jesus. We never left Jesus. We love Jesus. But you see, at that time, your mind doesn't work. Yeah, it's because I left Jesus. It's not like that. We love Jesus. So brothers and sisters, education, I believe, is the key. Paying teachers, proper salaries, investing, focusing, impact, context. Education that has context. Not just study this, study that, whatever you want. No, context, impact, education that has a curriculum. Sit down with your families, do your research, draw your map. And remember, the Prophet ﷺ started with that one word, Iqra, read, recite. Bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. Subhanaka wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So we really hope you enjoyed that.
For the 21 video series, everything you ever wanted to know about Islam and the Muslim culture,
but couldn't be bothered to ask,
click the link in the top right of the screen.
Also, please subscribe by clicking the red button below if you haven't already done so. We want to reach as many people as we possibly can.
Thank you once again for your support, and we'll see you in the next video.
Assalamu alaikum
Wa rahmatullahi
wa barakatuh. Bismillah.